Welcome language learners from all around the globe to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called First Detective. In the annals of law enforcement history, a significant chapter was penned in 1842, when the first regular British detective force emerged as a division of the Metropolitan Police. This groundbreaking development marked a pivotal moment in the evolution of crime detection and prevention, forever altering the landscape of law enforcement in Britain and beyond. The 19th century was an era of rapid urbanisation and industrialisation in Britain. While these advancements brought about unparalleled progress, they also gave rise to new and complex forms of crime. The traditional methods of law enforcement that focused largely on uniformed officers patrolling the streets proved insufficient to tackle the increasingly sophisticated criminal activities of the time. It became evident that a specialised force was needed, one dedicated solely to investigating and apprehending criminals who operated in a more discreet and elusive manner. In response to this growing need, this day, 15th of August 1842, witnessed the establishment of the first regular British detective force. This innovative division emerged within the framework of the Metropolitan Police, a pioneering law enforcement agency created in 1829 by then Home Secretary Sir Robert Peel. The new detective force was envisaged as a separate unit within the existing police structure, endowed with the specific mandate to gather intelligence, investigate complex crimes, and apprehend offenders who operated beyond the reach of uniformed officers. The first cohort of detectives faced an array of challenges as they embarked on their novel mission. Unlike the iconic fictional detectives we have come to admire, such as Sherlock Holmes or Hercule Poirot, these real-life pioneers lacked established methodologies and precedents. They were essentially carving a path in uncharted territory. One of the initial hurdles was the skepticism surrounding the concept of plainclothes detectives. The prevailing perception of law enforcement at the time centered on the visible presence of uniformed officers, and the idea of investigators working incognito was met with suspicion and resistance. Overcoming this resistance required a delicate balance between public relations and demonstrating the value of a dedicated detective force. Furthermore, detectives face the daunting task of adapting to the changing modus operandi of criminals. The rise of organized crime and the emergence of new criminal techniques demanded a more nuanced and strategic approach to investigations. Detectives had to become adept at undercover work, surveillance, and the gathering of intelligence, often necessitating them to blend seamlessly into various social strata and adopt aliases to maintain their cover. The establishment of the first regular British detective force in 1842 changed the landscape of law enforcement. Its innovative approach and commitment to specialised crime investigation laid the foundation for the development of modern detective work. The lessons learned and practices honed by these early detectives continue to inform and shape the strategies employed by law enforcement agencies worldwide. The success of this pioneering endeavour also underscored the importance of adapting law enforcement methods to meet the evolving challenges of society. It demonstrated that a flexible and responsive approach to crime prevention and investigation is essential, and that specialised units can play a vital role in maintaining public safety. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more! If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.